are here, children. We've got some special guests that are going to blow your mind.
Well, I'm super excited about this one.
Yeah. Well, because you're a 90210 girl.
I've seen every single episode of the original and the new one.
Of Beverly Hills 90210. Oh, the new one,
Beverly
too?
Hills 90210 was the original.
Right. It ran for 10 years.
And then the new one was 90210.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I watched every single one.
What is it? What attracted you to that show?
You know, when it started, I think it was 1990 or 1989, because it was when I was in Seduction, right?
Really? No, it had to have been 93, Michelle.
No, 1990.
It started in 1990?
Yeah, because that was, when it started, it hit with such a freaking impact.
Right.
And my little cousin.
Are you sure about that?
Look, 1990 to 2000,
my
10 years.
Wow.
So I remember being in Seduction and being too busy to get into the craziness. But I
Mm.
remember being at a hotel in a gig one time, and it was on the TV, and I started watching, and I went, oh my God, this is why they love it. And I got sucked right in so much so that when we were on the radio in New York, you had left already because it was 2000. I did a 90210 over party for the last episode at Planet Hollywood. Luke Perry came. Like, it was a really big deal. I was obsessed with it. And I think I was obsessed with it because it was one of the first teenage soap operas.
Yeah, I guess so.
Think about it.
Yeah.
And that started a whole thing of shows.
Yeah, because, when I think of 90210, I think of T-shirts with those sundresses over them. The white T-shirts with the sundress over them.
Yes.
And I always thought that was like 92.
Yeah, no, 90.
Because the twins moved into Beverly Hills from what? Where did they come from?
I think Minnesota.
They were from Minnesota.
I would be really proud of myself if I
because it was Brenda and
Jason Priestley, Brendan and Dylan. Dylan's the boyfriend. Oh my God!
whatever.
No, not whatever. I'm a
out.
super fan.
So they had come from
Brandon and Brenda.
They had come from some other Midwestern place, fish out of water in Beverly Hills.
Yes.
And the show took off. That's what I became aware of it. I think probably maybe the second season or something like that. But I knew that I was in for something because I always loved the Aaron Spelling shows. I always loved
and
Charlie
Darren Star.
Oh, is he? Oh, wait.
Darren Star created it.
I see. That's right.
That's where the brilliance comes in.
Darren Star and Aaron Spelling.
Correct.
Because I knew of Aaron Spelling from, you were telling me, Honey West. Honey West was a show starring Anne Francis, and she was a private investigator, a foxy private investigator.
Oh my God, she looks beautiful on the thing.
Well, you know who Anne Francis is?
No, but isn't she?
She's in Forbidden Planet.
I was going to say, don't I sing about her in the beginning of
yes, in
Rocky Horror?
Anne Francis.
Yes,
that's her. But most people know her from
Forbidden Planet.
From Forbidden Planet, but in television. But she played Dorothy Spornak's best friend, who they played pranks on each other, and Dorothy pranked her, and she pranked Dorothy. You know this episode?
And that was Anne Francis?
That's Anne Francis.
Oh, she was gorgeous.
Sometimes I'll see pictures of...
And she wore a big hoop. She wasn't afraid.
She wasn't afraid. I saw... sometimes I'll see pictures of BMX Bandit's own Nikki Kidman, and I'll think of...
Anne Francis.
And
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
So Aaron Spelling did that show. So many, The Rookies, Charlie's Angels, the Mod Squad.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, Anne Francis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So when 90210 came around, I knew it was going to be fire. It was going to be television fire.
Because I didn't even put together the whole Aaron Spelling,
right,
thing. I got into all those shows after that. Beverly Hills 90210, Models Inc., Central Park West. Of course, this is a time frame.
Yeah.
Melrose Place was huge. It all started the teenage soap opera.
I wonder, I'm thinking about a career like Aaron Spelling's. What is the magic touch? Was he a great deal maker? Was he a great conception, help me say that word.
Conceptualizer?
Yes, okay. I was going to say conceptualist. Conceptionalist.
You got it, baby.
It's those corners. You see that corner that I had to take? Yeah. I couldn't take that corner.
Hairpin curve.
It's a hairpin curve.
But you did it.
I did it. With the help of the guidance of you.
So he's got the Guns of Will Sonnet.
I remember that show. Wasn't a big hit.
No, that was only on for 2 years in the 60s. Honey West was only on for 1 year, and you remember that.
And it did everything for me. I was a child. Was that 66?
65 and 66.
Yeah. She had a leopard as a pet. She
Not a leper who was losing limbs.
Exactly.
Okay.
She was, and I always.
That's hot.
Anytime there was a hot ass bitch who could kick ass,
Who was
and
a
who was
badass.
smart,
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was there from day one.
Yeah.
So all these. I love bitches who can kick ass.
Yes.
And who are smart. What is that?
So did Aaron Spelling.
Seriously, absolutely.
T.J. Hooker.
Oh hey, I knew many.
T.J. Hookers.
I'm from San Diego. I knew many T.J. Hookers.
I knew a lot of B.J. Hookers, but those are a different kind. Then, of course, the most genius show to ever hit television, The Love Boat.
The Love Boat.
Yes.
He just had the magic touch.
Did he do Fantasy Island also?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then he had Pacific Palisades, which I liked, was only on for a year.
Yeah.
The Smothers Brothers show was Aaron Spelling.
Oh, and we are forgetting the mother of them all.
Hotel?
Dynasty.
Oh, Dynasty.
Dynasty, darling.
Yes, we can't forget Dynasty.
Dynasty, darling. Oh, can I just sidebar for a minute?
Yeah.
Most people have trouble saying the word darling. And I want to teach people how to say it.
What do you mean?
Well, it feels so affected to say darling.
Well,
Darling.
that's because of Mariah. Mariah's ruined.
Well,
that.
she does it the old-fashioned way. But, the way that Joan Collins taught us how to say it
teach us on Dynasty.
Dynasty is you do it. You don't spend too much time on the R. Yeah, you go, Zach, darling.
Yes,
Zach.
But that's because,
darling,
she's British, darling.
Yeah.
She's British.
No, but anyone can do it without feeling they're being too affected.
Right,
Michelle, darling, Zach,
yes.
darling, Michelle,
darling. Yes.
You don't spend too much time on the R.
No.
Because when you read it, you think, darling.
When you're from New Jersey, you can't help but to say darling.
Oh, you go darling.
Yeah, Rue darling.
Because that's very Showgirls. What's her name? Crystal Connors.
Yeah.
She says darling.
Yeah.
She says
But she says darlin, because that's Southern.
Right.
Remember the whole cowboy hat?
Yes.
You want to do my nails sometime, darling?
Right.
That's Southern. What you're talking about is British. If you're from New Jersey, it's darling.
Yeah, but you don't. It doesn't have to be British. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to feel so affected.
I agree.
Because I say darling all the time.
Darling.
And it's of course AbFab.
Yeah, it's sweet darling.
Yeah, darling.
Again, British.
Yeah.
But then Mariah is the one who has done the doll. And then that's where it's become so affected that it's like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I do like when Mariah does it.
I love it.
Because it's Mariah, but I agree with that.
So, right. Dynasty is an Aaron Spelling show, and his career is unparalleled. I don't know who else in television has had that kind of, not Aaron Sorkin, not David E. Kelly, Norman Lear.
Carsey Werner.
Yeah, but they've never had that many shows on the air.
Norman Lear.
None of them have.
Norman Lear's the only one.
Norman Lear's the only one who could come close to Aaron Spelling. So I never met him. I did once.
You never met Aaron Spelling?
No. I did once have dinner with Douglas S. Kramer, who is his producing partner on Charlie's Angels, and probably many, many, many other shows. Douglas S. Kramer, who I believe is still alive.
Really?
Can we look him up,
Yeah,
Douglas
let's
S.
do it.
Kramer? He's still alive. And he was great. He told me stories.
Of Aaron?
Well, no, just Hollywood.
Yeah.
Because he's been around forever.
Still alive.
Still alive. How old is he?
Born in 1931. Neither you nor I are going to figure that out.
No, okay, so wait a minute. I can't. 31.
Can I just say he's old?
He is 80. He's 88.
Okay.
88.
Okay.
You don't know?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll do the math while you talk about the shows.
Well, he was. This was, I think, before that book came out about Burt Lancaster being a cross-dresser, and he was telling me about that Burt Lancaster was a famous cross-dresser in private. Yeah. Have you known? Did you ever figure out if any of your boyfriends were secret cross-dressers?
86.
He's 86.
86. That's good though. I give you that.
All right.
No, I've never found any that were secret cross-dressers. I remember being with them at the time, in these generational gaps where, I was with this one for 5 years, and I would kind of be like, I was always going to gay clubs and hanging out with gay men at the same time, so I would kind of push them. My ex-fiance was one who did come to balls with me,
right?
So he was open to that.
He never came to terms.
Just to balls.
Just to balls.
Yeah, yeah. So I remember him. He was kind of a Christian in a way that he was raised in the South Bronx by a family from. His mother was Filipino. His father's from Antigua. So he was raised that way. But he was very open-minded. He's from New York City boy.
Yeah.
dating me.
Sure.
And I remember going to a House of Fields ball where
JoJo Fields.
JoJo Fields came out and shut the place down on a cross like Jesus. And he, like, my fiance, like, my fiance at the time was like crying and had to leave. And I didn't understand why it affected him so deeply.
Right.
Where I was looking at this amazing piece of performance art.
Yeah.
I was like, yes! You know, so it was like two totally different reactions. And it was like, whoa,
wow.
There's something in the water here that's not gonna, you know what I mean?
That's interesting because when I was 19, I met this, I was living in San Diego and I met this sailor from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And we dated.
It sounds like an episode of The Golden Girls.
Yeah.
I'm going with you.
We dated for a hot minute. And
by dated, you meant by the hour?
I think all in all, we were probably dating for maybe a month, maybe 5 weeks.
Okay.
Maybe. But then he eventually said, you know, he'd come from a religious Christian background.
Did
and
you
he
have
said,
to send him off on his ship and
No.
hope the war didn't take him away?
No, it wasn't anything like that. But he ultimately said he had to have his appendix taken out. And I went to visit him in the hospital. And he said, my Christian background is just not going to allow me to continue this relationship.
Aww.
You know,
so sad. It's so sad. This whole Barry Manilow thing. I mean, I know it happened a while ago, but this whole thing of people having to please other people instead of living their own life can literally make me cry at the moment. Like so many people were so negative about Barry Manilow coming out when all I could do is sit back and go, do you guys have any idea how old this man is and what it was like for him? And imagine his partner who had to live in his shadows for 39 years.
Yeah.
And to me, we always knew he was, I mean, hello. Her
Hello,
name was
Jessica
Lola.
Yeah.
She was a showgirl.
I don't have to be Jessica Fletcher to crack this case.
Exactly. So the point was, why condemn him? It was a different generation. It's not now.
Right.
He chose the time that worked for him and his partner to be safe. And he's right. You were judged back then. If you were to come out as gay in the 70s, he would have lost his fans. Yeah.
Because I saw him on the Merv Griffin show. They play him on all these retro channels here now. And he was, it was the height of his career. And Merv asked him about his girlfriend, Linda. And he went on to talk about it and everything. But
did he have an actual girlfriend, Linda?
Yeah, he did. He did. This is in the 70s. But if I'm mistaken, I was surprised by the news because I thought he had come out years and years ago.
But that's what I think a lot of people assumed. I just thought he was a really private. You're private.
I just thought he was a flamboyant dresser.
Just like Liberace.
Yes.
I thought he liked rhinestones and feathers. Who knew? But I mean, I feel like he shouldn't have been condemned for what he did because it was a different time.
Oh, you saying, so I see gay people have come out and said, bitch.
Like we already had known this. Like, why is it such big news?
Yeah.
Why didn't, instead of saying, bravo for you being able to do this now at this point in your life, because it wasn't necessary. There's a lot of people that haven't come out. It's not our job to sit here and out them. But it was a different time back then. It really was.
Yeah.
If you think about it, because if Rock Hudson had come out, what kind of career would Rock Hudson have had?
And you've also heard the argument that people say, you know what, my private life is none of y'all's business.
Right.
But again, some people feel that any form of your personal life being used to promote an album or a movie is not really cool. You know, that some people remember when Meg Ryan was married to Dennis Quaid, they would come to a premiere and they would get out of the car. One would get out a block away and the other would get out the next block
separately so
that they wouldn't use their relationship as a promotional ploy.
Well, ultimately, that could have been their demise.
Well, it could have been, but you understand where that's coming from. It's a very smart thing because your relationship then becomes commerce, and it's not even private anymore. You've served it up on a platter for everyone else to.
But at the same time, like let's say a Brad and Angelina, that was like a circus. But at the same time, they should be allowed to live their life the way they want to live it.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Right, but you're also a public figure. So there's this balance of, I don't want to see all these cameras. Why are the paparazzi chasing me? Because, bitch, you chose this industry.
Sure, yeah.
So there is a bit of give and take on both sides.
Yeah, you're right. It is a part of it. But, Douglas S. Kramer. Let's just go back.
Right. So back to Douglas S. Kramer.
I love this animal print you have on your keyboard.
It's a skin.
Oh, it's a skin. And why? Oh, you do that to keep it from getting.
No, you know why? My nails. This is so much better for my nails to grip onto, so I can type like a real bitch. And I don't have
Where
to
do you
worry
get
about
this?
it.
This? What's it called?
This it's just a keyboard skin. You get them on Amazon. You can get them on eBay. They're like literally $3.
Are they made for people with acrylics?
No, but I think they're a big help because you could do all that.
I guess, and they're really made to keep all the keys clean.
And it's hard for me I slide right off of a regular keyboard.
I see.
This is a grip for me.
Right,
So it's
right.
definitely the way to do it. Just they come in all different colors.
Yeah. Well, I'm just, when you dissect the career, we do lots of segues here.
No, that's
when you
okay.
dissect the
Of Douglas S. Kramer?
well, not only but Aaron Spelling.
Yes.
Did I tell you the story of when I was in New York and B. Schaefer on the Seth Meyers show? Did I tell you the story, Michelle?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my God. Oh, wait a minute. Stop me when you've heard this. Okay. All right. Okay. So when I did the Seth Meyers show,
Which was great, by the way.
thank you.
Welcome.
But let me just tell you why this came up. It popped in my head because I'm thinking about Aaron Spelling's career and what it takes to be a titan in a field that you're in. Actually, you know what? I'm going to tell the story after we're going to go to a break real quick.
Okay.
Producer, are you looking at me right now? We need to go to break. We're going to go to break real quick, and I've got this fabulous story you have to hear. Hey, Michelle, listen, how many times have we talked about Casper mattresses?
I think I ran out of digits to count on.
Well, because we love this mattress. It's a fabulous mattress. Everybody should have one.
Why doesn't everybody have a Casper mattress?
No, I think people are locked into the old way of buying mattresses, paying those big prices, paying those big department stores. Well, Casper has cut that whole storyline out of your life.
Yeah, honey, now they've got over 20,000 reviews, an average of 4.8 stars, which for me means something.
It really does mean something. Quality is something you have to pay attention to, and that's what a Casper mattress is.
Yes, and Caspers have quickly become the internet's favorite mattress. This is based on Casper, Amazon, and Google reviews, and you can get $50 toward any mattress purchase by visiting where else? Casper.com/what?
RU, R-U.
Exactly. Use that offer code RU. What are you waiting for? Don't just listen to us. Trust your own body. Please go to Casper.com/RU and get started today.
We are back, and I was about to tell this fabulous story, and I'm so glad George was there and the publicist from VH1 was there to hear it, because no one would believe this if I didn't have people I know in the room. Okay, so I did the Seth Meyers show, and we're talking about titans in industry right now.
In New York City.
In New York City. So before I did the show, a week before I flew to New York, I was pre-interviewed by a producer on the show named B. Schaefer, and I thought, oh, that name sounds familiar, and I thought, oh, it sounds like so-and-so's daughter. I thought, oh, whatever. And then I did the interview.
It's a great name.
A week later, showed up at Seth Meyers, and B. Schaefer comes into the dressing room, and she's so chic and gorgeous, tall, long legs, beautiful. And she says, my mother never, sometimes she'll call and ask who's the guest or what I'm doing. And I told my mother who the guest was. She said, oh, I know him. My mother says she loves you. She used to go to shows with you. And I'm thinking, shows? Oh, so mother must have been a club kid or something from, back in the day, shows. You go see, you used to go see Taboo with me and Delight or whoever.
Yeah.
So I said, shows. So what's your mother's name? She said, Anna Winter.
What?
I'm like, what?
What?
She meant fashion shows.
Oh my God.
I
didn't even dawn on you.
I didn't go with her to shows with her. The show was for her. The show was made for her.
Oh my God.
I just happened to be at the show. And I said, you know what? Let me just tell you something real quick about your mother. I said, you know what? I admire that woman to no end, because to be a titan in any industry, as a man, the work you have to do to maintain a career and to be a titan. I mean, titan, look it up, Google it. I mean, a captain of industry. To be that in any world, you have to be so strong.
Oh, yeah.
Now, imagine, for a woman to do it, you have to be 25 times stronger.
I know.
25 times stronger
Yes.
to maintain year after year. And people are always coming for you. People are always coming. For a man, yes, they're coming for you. For a woman, beyond.
Because not only are they coming for you, they're trying to take you down.
They're trying to take
They're
you
trying to
out
stop
any
you
way
from
they
getting it.
can,
Yes.
with the guilt of,
Yes.
of the feminine guilt
Yes.
of like, who do you think you are?
Misogynistic.
Yep.
Yes. You are not
Who do you
good
think
enough.
you are? You talk, So any woman,
And she's gorgeous, this B. Schaefer.
B. Schaefer's amazing and
Jeez, is
so
she
smart, so
gorgeous.
great. But and I said, your mother and Hillary Clinton, these people to be able to do this for so long, amazing.
You're not kidding. And her mother's Anna Winter. Her father, David Schaefer, is like the head psychiatry, like super doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got the bloodline,
Yeah,
darling.
well, Anna Wintour's father was also in the publishing magazine world, and he was a boss
Yeah.
in his world too. So it's just amazing these the people who are able to pass on this to their children. It doesn't happen
Wow.
with everybody.
No.
Not everybody who knows who's are big bosses in industry are able to pass that on to
Well,
their
also with
children.
celebrity, like actors or singers, we see that. You wait for that moment of, oh my God, but this is so-and-so's child.
Yeah.
And it just falls flat.
Well, I'm interested to hear from Tori Spelling of what her father passed on to her.
And what it was like to grow up in that shadow.
Yeah.
That's Aaron Spelling.
Amazing.
Yeah.
People will be saying the name Aaron Spelling until the end of time.
Do you think Aaron Spelling, when you hear his name, do you think Charlie's Angels first? Or do you think Dynasty first?
You know what? I think Charlie's Angels first.
I think Love Boat first.
You think Love Boat first?
Maybe it's generational because
Yeah.
for me, I liked Charlie's Angels a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Did he do $6 Million Man and all that too, or no?
No, that was Glenn Larson.
I was really into that and
Yeah.
The Bionic Woman as well. But for me, because of the time where it was in the early 80s, that's when I was babysitting my brother.
Yeah.
My parents were out every single weekend.
Mhm.
Every single weekend I had to work. So I was at the TV.
They were at key parties, your
with the-
parents?
Of course, put him in the fishbowl.
Yeah.
It was Love Boat, Fantasy Island,
Yeah.
then the news, and then Saturday Night Live.
Uh-huh.
And then it's showtime at the Apollo every single weekend, hands down. And that's where I learned so much of my pop culture
Yeah.
from those TV shows.
Well, when you asked that question, I did think of Charlie's Angels, but you know what? I actually think of The Rookies first.
Do you?
I do, because that was when I first became aware of Aaron Spelling, because I believe at that point he also had the Mod Squad on at the same time.
Mhm.
So those two shows were big ABC network shows, and I thought that's when it occurred to me, oh, this is someone who
What was his first one?
probably
Mod Squad?
No, there was something from the early '60s that's very famous too. But what was the one? Oh, Kitty West.
Honey West.
Honey West, which I was obsessed with her.
Had to be early. That
It
had
was,
to be really
that's
early.
66, 65.
Yeah.
But there was something early 60s from Aaron
That's that
Spelling.
where he started in the early 60s?
Well, he was probably started earlier than that, but he didn't hit pay dirt until, later. Most of these people have careers way before they become
True, as runners and
or
producers or
something,
whatever. Yeah.
I wonder if there's a book on Aaron
Spelling? Has to be.
Yeah, because I'd love to know the story. It's always interesting to me what led a person, what allowed someone to become such an incredible force in one industry.
It looks like he started with Honey West and then the Mod Squad. Then a movie went in there and then Family.
Right.
Remember Family?
Yes.
Then Charlie's Angels, Strike Force, Dynasty.
Uh-huh.
And then The Love Boat, Life with Lucy.
He did that?
That was Aaron Spelling.
That was 86. That was Lucy's last show.
Yep. Cross Beverly Hills, 90210, Melrose Place, some other ones. He did Charmed.
Wait, which one is
He did Charmed with Alyssa Milano.
Oh, he
and,
did?
And Rose McGowan.
I did not know
I
that.
did not know that either.
How about that?
Yeah, he did Charmed.
I wonder if the Spelling Company, they sold it, or if I wonder if it's still... Well, these are all questions for
Tori Spelling.
For Tori Spelling, who's on our show, too.
And, of course, Jennie Garth.
Jennie Garth is another alumni of...
90210.
Amazing careers, both of them.
Yeah.
I did a guest spot on their show, Mystery Girls.
Yes,
And
Mystery
that was
Girls.
a lot of fun.
And then she did the show with Amanda Bynes. Was it What I Like About You?
What I
was it?
like...
Is that what it's
I
called?
think that's what's
Yeah.
called.
So
Yeah.
they've done a lot and they haven't stopped. And Tori is just spitting out children like a gumball machine.
She's on her 5th?
27th, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Wow.
She's like up there with the Duggars.
Yeah.
But you know what? Some people love it. Like I knew there was a cutoff point for me. Some
Yeah.
people really love it. I said
Yeah.
to Katie Price in the UK,
Katie Price.
Katie Price,
Uh-huh.
Jordan,
Uh-huh.
I said to her, are you done having kids? She has 5.
5?
She has 5. She's Princess and Junior and Jet and Bunny and Harvey.
And Harvey, who
We
is
love
my
Harvey.
idol, my
Harvey's
spirit
amazing.
animal.
She's got 5 and she's like, no, I don't want to ever stop. And I was like,
Really?
why? Why? You've got a barn full of 100 animals and
Yeah.
you've got 5 kids. She's like, she doesn't want to stop.
She'll
She'll adopt. She'll keep having babies until her body stops.
You know, God love her for that. You know, I think kids are great. But does she realize they bring head lice into the house?
That they do. And amongst other things.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
all sorts of things happening. Do you guys want kids?
Who?
You and your husband.
You know, George loves kids.
Oh, I know he does.
And I would do it because he's so great with kids.
But he works a lot.
He works a lot. You know, we're getting older. So, it could, listen, I'm going to tell you something. I don't want kids, but I tell you, I'd be a great father.
Oh, I know you would.
I'd be a great
You'd
father.
be strict too.
I'd be strict, but I would be analytical with them in a way that would explain exactly why you don't want to do this.
Maybe
thing.
an older kid that's, in the system
Right.
might be the way for you guys to go.
It could
Not
be-
too old.
Not too old. You know, George is really good with young kids.
Mm.
And what, I got to be honest, what I would be afraid of is to pass on inadvertently some of the craziness that my hillbilly parents passed
Yeah, but
on
honey,
to me.
that's okay. That's what therapy's for.
Mhm.
That's what life is about. In Kabbalah, they say that you bring different lifetimes with you, that
Sure.
if you don't work through your shit, you're bringing it to your next lifetime.
Right.
And that's what we're here to do. I want to get rid of as much shit as I brought to this lifetime as I can. So when I go on to the next one, at least this stuff is gone.
Yeah.
And that's okay that you are going to give some of your hillbilly parents to them.
Yeah.
But you can also, you're so conscious and so present that you won't let it go too far.
Right.
You're going to go, you know what? That would be something that my hillbilly daddy would have done.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to do that to this child.
Well, my other true confession is that I would be afraid to fall too much in love with this child, and I would lose myself, which is kind of tempting because the idea of becoming so in love with something it's kind of brilliant. But then there's a part of me that's afraid of what that actually is.
Yeah, it's scary, but I will tell you this. When it happens, you cannot be prepared.
Yeah.
So you're trying to prepare yourself by saying that you can never be prepared and you could never be there's never too much.
Yeah.
I would do anything. There's nothing, they're first.
Yeah.
Everything I do is with them in mind. When I pay bills, it's for them in mind. Like everything I do is with them in mind. What I cook, what I clean, it's all thinking of them. And then we teach them to go on and become those people that we've helped to create.
Oh, that sounds like a Bryan Adams song.
But it's true. And then they're going to go out on their own and they're either going to fall really hard because I fucked them up royally, or they're going to fly.
I think, though, that the fundamental qualities of moral compass and the fundamental humanities is what you pass on to your kids. I think too many people treat their kids like luxury items, like a handbag, that they're there to make the parent look good, but the parent doesn't pass on any real knowledge or truths. They don't teach the kid how to use their own GPS system, their own intuition. Because, my parents, when I got out into the world, I had no processing tools. I was like a raw nerve, and it do take nerve, but I was a raw nerve. It was my last gay nerve.
You were
actually.
raw.
I was raw. And I had to learn so many aspects of relating to other people on an intimate level. And my parents they didn't have that.
But
I'd be afraid to, and I've worked on this, but I'd be afraid to somehow inadvertently pass that on.
But they're going to learn anyway, because my kids have said to me time and time again, with therapy, they're in therapy. I love, big proponent.
Yeah.
They have said to me, I'm not you. Stop comparing me to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd go, oh my God, but I am comparing myself to you because it's the only thing that I have to go by
Yes,
here.
right, right.
And then they'd go, that's great. You can share your experiences, but I'm not you. So I'm going to do something differently. And it's like, okay, I am teaching them the right tools. You're going to inadvertently not teach them the wrong tools. You're going to inadvertently teach them the right tools.
Right, right.
If I'm doing it and you're more elevated than I am spiritually, you're going to do the right thing.
You know, I was just thinking, as you were saying that, how awful it would be for a parent to know that their kid does not like them. Like,
And it happens.
and it does happen.
Yeah.
It really does. Like my sister Renee and my mother, they never quite got along. But my mother, she was not a soft, cuddly person. She was either you loved her or you fucking hated
Yeah.
her.
I had this conversation with Lola lately because her therapist seems to think it's because we're so similar.
Yeah.
And Lola doesn't want to hear that.
Lola's the younger
The
one.
younger one that I've gone into her room and I said, this last week I sat down and I looked her in the eyes, no tears, and I said, I know that you don't like me. I'm well aware she doesn't like me. But I love you and I know you love me. So if the love is there, she doesn't like my tenacity. She doesn't like my ballsiness.
Mm-hmm.
She is more controlled and behind the scenes. She's the opposite. So she doesn't like when I go out there and I'm funny with people or loud with. She hates that. So it makes her uncomfortable. So I don't really think she likes me, but I know she loves me.
I don't think that's the case. How much time do we have, producer? We're going to go to break now. But anyway, let me just get this out. I don't think that's the case. I think she's at that age.
Well, that too. She's 15.
Where she's very self-conscious and she's very aware of what other people think. And that kind of behavior is something that people in that position, they're like, oh no, I don't. You're bringing.
Don't embarrass me.
Don't embarrass me. I don't think it's that she doesn't like you. I think it's that phase.
Maybe, but I did want to say it and get it off my chest and let her know that, you know what, it's okay because I have no interest in being your best friend.
Right.
I want to be your mother first.
Yeah.
And if you need me as a friend, I'm always here.
Yeah.
But I want to be your mother and guide you along the path the right way.
All
and
right.
it was a pretty deep conversation, but those moments do happen.
Well, we are going to take a little break right now, and we'll be right back after this. You know, Michelle, I've got to start the diet.
Oh!
I've got to start. So it really means it's all about food. Now, you can work out as much as you want, but it's about the food you put in your body. It's got to be clean.
80% of it.
It really is.
Yeah.
So that's why Blue Apron is such an important factor in the whole weight loss program.
Well, also because you don't know, normally when you go out there, you don't know how to cook things. With Blue Apron, everything shows up at your door. You know what you're ordering. You can choose and kind of, rejig stuff online. And if you don't want this, you could pick this. That's what's so fantastic about Blue Apron, which I use every single week. And the good thing about it is not only can I make it, I know how to cook, but it's so much easier when everything is just dosed right out there for you.
Yes.
It has this amount, this tells you what to do. You put it, you follow the little card. It's so easy. And if there's things about it that, like, I know that when a recipe calls for cilantro, my family doesn't like cilantro. Cilantro overpowers, so I just take the cilantro out.
Sure.
And it still tastes amazing. That's what's amazing about Blue Apron. And as far as weight loss goes, you could do that and know what you want to put in, what you don't want to put in. You know what's going into your mouth. There's no hidden anything. It's all there for you, and you see it.
And you know that the food is the freshest quality money can buy. It is the best quality money can buy. Plus, it tastes delicious. Blue Apron has revolutionized the home food industry.
All those food in a box things started with Blue Apron.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I've tried so many of them on my own dime. They're not sponsors. They can't hold a candle to Blue Apron. I'm so glad. And here's the good thing, you guys. Check out this week's menu. You can go to blueapron.com, and they have an app that's super easy. And you can get your first 3 meals free with free shipping. A lot of those places charge for shipping.
Wow.
Free shipping. Go to blueapron.com/Ru. That's blueapron.com/Ru. Even if you're sitting and going, Michelle and Ru, I am not a cook. I don't know how to cook. All you need is a pan and some oil.
I love that.
And you are good to go. So go ahead and get your 3 meals free with free shipping right now. Go to blueapron.com/Ru. I'm telling you, you are not going to regret it.
A better way to cook. We are back, Michelle Visage. We're talking about parents and legacies, and how do you set a healthy legacy for your child? Is it a crapshoot? Isn't it just a crapshoot?
I think it is. Both I'm lucky enough to have a biological mother and adopted mother, and they're both dead.
Mhm.
So for me, I was on my own really in this mothering thing. I have a mother-in-law, but she's in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin.
Mm.
We barely see her. And so I really didn't have any guidelines. The only guidelines I knew were what I didn't like about the way I was raised
Mhm.
and what I was not going to do
Yeah.
to my kids. And maybe doing that was a bit overboard the other way,
Mhm.
where my daughters slept with us for a very, very, very long time and
Mhm.
co-parenting and doing all that stuff where, I picked them up at every cry. And then when they got older, I started realizing I have to get them ready for the world out there.
Yeah.
They're going to be on their own. I can't do things for them. And I actually tell the therapist where she's like, if Lily comes down and says, Mom, I'm hungry. And I go, okay, what do you want me to make? She's like, why not let her come down and get her own
Hello.
food? But I guess I don't think about that because I travel so much
Yeah.
that when I'm home, I want to be their mom.
Right.
I want to make
See, that's the
them-
thing. I think that's a mistake that people make is they try to they compensate
Well, I'm
for their
learning that.
own
Yeah.
childhood.
Yes, of course. My parents didn't go away, though. Me going away doesn't affect Lily. It does affect Lola. And again, the kids are different. Lily is very self-sufficient, and Lola's self-sufficient as well. But Lola gets upset when I leave, whereas Lily's like, yeah, I don't give a shit.
Right.
But the therapist is right. So now I'm like, well, this is there and that's there. You can go do it.
Right.
And make her own protein shakes and do things that I would normally always do for them. And what's happening is it's my guilt. I want to do it. It's
Right.
got nothing to do with them.
See, then that ends up crippling the child in her ability to do things for herself.
Correct. So now I'm learning to start making her do it. And
It's done. She's 15 years old.
She hasn't complained. No, this is 17. She's older.
No, there's the
Lola.
Yeah.
Lola is fine with doing stuff.
Yeah.
They're different kids, but at the same time, they'll all just go, oh, but I like when you make it.
Yeah. I'm 56 years old. Can you imagine me at this point having a child, though? I mean, Randy had a kid at, they're 3 now.
Yeah.
And so he was 53.
Yeah.
And
they're beautiful.
they're gorgeous kids.
And well-adjusted.
Well-adjusted.
And happy.
But see, they're still in that fun phase.
Yeah, because they're 3.
Because once they go to kindergarten, they're not yours anymore.
No. And also, then they get to be teenagers.
Oh, honey.
The good thing is they're boys.
Yeah.
Boys are a lot easier than girls. Trust me, take my word for it, I promise. But at the same time, boys do go away. Boys leave.
Right.
And they marry somebody else's family.
But boys don't cry.
Well, sometimes they do.
Yeah.
Big
girls don't cry.
Big girls don't cry. Lady
Yeah.
boys do cry.
Right. Lady boys do cry. Yeah.
But for me, I really would like to have had that boy. And I do think about adopting every now and then, especially when the girls go off to school, which isn't too far away.
Honestly, really, you would put in that kind of work at this point when you have an opportunity to breeze through and have fun and go and travel, and you would want to have someone tag along.
I would adopt an older kid, 11, 12, 13, who's been kicked out of their home or living on the street.
But then you get all this stuff with
You get the
them.
baggage.
Yeah.
It's work you got to put in. But at the end of the day, I was an adopted kid, so it's changing somebody's life that ultimately wouldn't have been changed.
But can their life be changed at this point? That's
Yes,
the
it can
question.
be.
Did you see Lion? Did you see the movie Lion?
Did I see Lion?
Uh-huh.
Of course I saw
Yeah.
Lion. I sobbed my way through Lion.
Yeah, me too.
Nicole Kidman was amazing,
She's amazing in it.
Lion.
Yeah.
Dev Patel can get it anytime he wants. Anytime.
Mama.
Suckle away. I am right here, Dev. I will be your lioness. Bring it on. Amazing movie. But yes, there is work. Yes,
There's
the
a
brother.
lot
You're
of
talking about the
work.
brother.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
The brother.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of baggage that comes along that people have. I mean, I just don't. Life goes by so fast. I've always had things I wanted to do in my life, but having some kid on my hip or saying, "Come over here," I said, "Do not put your hand in that."
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Having to deal with all of that.
And you do. But the younger they are, the more you have to do that.
But then you could train them.
You can train any kid, and I hate to say that word train, but you can give them boundaries. They need boundaries.
Oh, yeah.
They need guidelines. Strict parents are actually better parents in a sense that the kids know there are lines that you can't cross.
Yeah.
I think me being a mother of millennials, I have caused their entitlement issues in some sense in my house because they feel like they get anything anyway.
Right.
Not monetary. I'm talking about,
Yes, their entitlement.
whatever, the sense of achievement, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I've contributed to that. So there's always room to teach a child. Sometimes you're going to get some baggage that really is out of your control
Sure.
to be able to fix.
Yeah.
But for the most part, some beautiful things can happen.
Well, we've got two beautiful mothers coming up next after this break. Tori Spelling and Jennie Garth are going to talk to us, and I want to hear their point of view on what it's like to parent in the 21st century and what their parents were like. So after this break, we'll be right back with them. You know, Michelle, you got to trust you took us. Have you ever heard that term?
Oh, honey, in more times than I'd like to remember.
Well, I wish everybody had the chance to go and sit down and try out a Casper mattress because it is a fabulous, fabulous mattress. It is on parallel with any other. You put it up against any other mattress brand, and I'm going to tell you, you'll choose that Casper mattress.
100%. We've talked about this. I have spent a lot of money. When I was on the radio, I did commercials just to pay for the mattress.
Oh, my goodness.
Got the mattress, and this Casper mattress blows all those expensive ones out of the water.
Well, it's, they're the new kid in town. They've really changed the whole paradigm. Is that the right word?
I'm going to go with paradigm.
Okay. Of how you sell a mattress.
Yes.
You used to have to go to a department store or one of these other retailers. Well, Casper has changed the game. You call up and order your mattress, and it will come to your house in a box. Ready for you to sit your tuchus down for a minute, lay down. You spend most of your time in bed anyway on this lifetime. Might as well get something that's going to actually work for you.
Some more than others. And here's also the thing. Who needs a middleman?
I don't need a middleman.
You want to talk to me and get something from me. Do we need somebody in the middle?
No.
You want to come right to me.
I want to come right to you.
Exactly. Well, that's what it is with Casper. And they're so confident in the quality of their mattresses that they have a risk-free trial and return policy. So you could try sleeping on that Casper like Rip Van Winkle for 100 days. Free delivery, painless returns. If you don't like it, they'll even pick up the mattress. So don't even worry about it. It's 100% risk-free. Don't wait any longer. I've got a lot of tweets from the UK, too. They're so excited that Casper's over there. They see it on the tube. They're ordering it. Also, the dog beds. Casper's got you covered,
They've got
you guys.
dog beds over there?
They have Casper dog beds.
Oh
Here,
my-
too.
Oh,
Here,
my
too.
goodness. It's brilliant.
Yes.
I love Casper mattresses.
Yes. So go get $50 toward any mattress purchase right now just by going to casper.com/Rue and using the offer code RU. So terms and conditions may apply, but honey, you're not going to want to worry about anything. It's casper.com/RU. Get started for the best sleep of your night ever today.
Trust you took us.
Yes. It never lies.
We've got Tori Spelling and Jennie Garth here with us.
Jennie
as our
Garth and
special-
Kelly Taylor and Donna Martin.
I've got to somehow help direct the conversation
Yes.
away from 90210.
Can we talk about it for 1 minute?
Michelle's a little crazy.
She is a little crazy. Well, let's talk about it for 1 minute. Okay, go.
It doesn't have to be a lot. It
Yeah.
just when you were in it, did you guys realize it's that generation's Friends.
Yeah.
It was that big. Did you realize when you were in it how big it was, or were you just I'm an actor doing my thing?
I wasn't. I didn't have any idea.
We never got paid as much as they did on Friends.
No, they started so true. I think we didn't realize it was popular until they started like sending us out on autograph signings and things like that.
And you saw the lines were insane.
How many years did it run?
Guys, yeah.
10.
Yeah.
10 years. That's a long time for a show.
When you and I were on KTU, I think you might have just moved out here and I was still there. I was so obsessed with the show because I used to do the entertainment reports on the radio. I did a 90210 over party at Planet Hollywood.
You're kidding me.
Swear to God.
That's kind of crazy.
And Luke Perry came.
Really?
He did.
Did you cream your jeans?
I didn't because I didn't even get to him, but he was there for the fans. That's all that mattered. But that's how obsessed with it. It was a phenomenon.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing part of history that if I were you, I'd be so excited to be part of it. You've done so much since then, but still.
No, always proud.
We
Yeah.
are.
Always proud to have been.
And so now, okay, so since then, I'm going to ask both of you this question. Tori, having been on that job for such a long time, what did that prepare you for in your career since that job?
Oh my gosh, coming off of 90210, it was so hard. I remember doing my first pilot after 90210, and I was like, oh, you do a pilot and it gets picked up and it runs for 10 years, of course, 'cause that's all I knew.
Yeah.
And, I filmed a pilot and it didn't get picked up and didn't run even one season. I was like, oh no, this is the real world.
Yeah.
So it was hard going initially, like the start of your career, going into something so huge.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, trying on one hand to be like, I want to be seen as not just Donna Martin. I can do other things. And then, to kind of reach that success again. It was hard.
Yeah. But what did you learn from it? Was it just the hard yards of what show business is like, or what did you take away from that job?
I learned, camaraderie. I mean, we were a family. We really were. I spent more time with them than I did my own family. So I learned so much just, being on set. And I mean, we worked a lot. We would work like 17-hour days.
What?
How old were you guys when you
Yeah.
started?
I was 16 or 17.
17.
Wow.
17, that's crazy. What about you, Jenny? Walking away from a 10-year gig like that, looking back, what was the biggest lesson from that?
Whoa, not to buy into it, we were there just doing our job all day, every day, and trying to survive really in that environment, because we were together in a stage all by ourselves all the time, and it was up to us to be professional even at 17, 18, 19, 20. And so we learned how to be adults and be professional really quickly. And I think that the thing that I needed to learn was how to be me at that age. I missed so many years of like that extremely important when you form who you are in your late teens, early 20s, out on your own and that kind of thing. But we were just working all the time. So when I left there, there was no one to tell me when to pee or what to eat.
Culture shock.
It was culture shock for a few
That's
years.
every girl's dream, though. I mean,
Yeah, but
seriously.
if you don't know what
Right.
what the opposite of that is, it's very difficult, and you both have kids. Has your parenting been influenced by your job? Was there a wrangler on the show who was like, you were too old for chaperones at that point? You were
Right.
16.
Well, 16 they still needed. They're still underage, right? You're still a minor.
I had a teacher on set, and I took the GED.
I never saw
because-
that teacher with you once.
because I did the pilot with the teacher. Brian and I had a teacher in the dressing room.
Oh my God.
And I was so embarrassed because all I wanted was to fit in. I was already the producer's daughter, and I just wanted to be one of the cool kids. So I took the GED in between the pilot and the first season starting, and I passed, so I didn't have to have a teacher on set anymore.
Yeah.
So that was really important to me.
But with your own kids, has any of that discipline of doing that show rubbed off or become part of your own doctrine for your kids?
Are you tough moms?
We have 7 amongst us.
There are 7 amongst us.
I'm a really tough mom. I'm really strict. I'm a pushover.
And you've got 3 girls.
I'm a pushover for like the eyes and the tears, but I'm hard on them because they need solid structure. I feel like, especially in this town and surrounded by this industry, I've got to be that solid for them. So I try to provide strength and
What are the
boundaries.
ages?
I have 19, 13, and 9.
Wow. Girls in LA, how do you, because LA has a reputation for being, oh my God, what are you having? You have a Porsche. Oh, I have a Lamborghini.
It's not.
How do you
So
deal
true.
with that?
How do you deal? Your kids are still little.
Yours are young, right? Yours
Because
are.
the oldest is how old?
I have 9, 8, 4, and 4, and then my stepson is 18. So.
Yeah. I don't know how you negotiate. I don't know how
It's
does one
hard.
negotiate. Are there books or what? What do you do?
I just have to go with my instincts. I'm from the Midwest, so I have those very solid sort of moral upbringing kind of thing in me as a parent. And I'm not embarrassed by that. Like, I'm firm with my kids and I give them what I give them, and I don't give them things just as often so that I can create people that are grateful and have a head on their shoulders.
Right. Where in the Midwest?
Illinois.
Joliet, where are you from?
Champaign, Urbana.
Oh, Champaign. Actually,
Champaign Urbana.
Urbana.
One of the kids.
Oh, yeah?
I'm speaking
What
in
kids?
code
Which
because
one?
this will
Yeah.
come on.
Oh, God. Go on.
Yeah.
Really?
Is from Sasha Velour
Oh, okay.
is from there.
Champaign Urbana.
Yeah.
Champaign, Urbana.
Yeah.
My husband's from Antioch. Antioch.
Now, Tori, you grew up in this town. You grew up in this environment. Your father's a legend, beyond legend. I don't know what's beyond a legend.
No, he
a
is
titan.
what makes a legend the most.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
Titan.
A titan, yes.
A TV titan.
A TV
as
titan.
it were.
Did you learn the ropes from him early on, or did you learn them the hard way?
I learned a lot from him. My dad was a total workaholic. he would be working all week. On the weekends, he was always there, hands on, but also with a stack of scripts that, you know, he had to get through his work. So you learned early on, like if you wanted to be with dad, you had to do it with him. So I'd be like, can I read your scripts with you? But it taught me so much, and I became so invested in the whole television of it all and the production of it all, and going to sets with him and hearing production meetings. And I definitely knew that's what I want to do. And he was just so amazing to all the fans. So that taught me a lot. I knew, you know, I recognized when I would see actresses on set that he had, and he would have to call them because they weren't acting professional. And then my dad was always so professional. So I always knew right from wrong, and went into the business knowing how I wanted to treat people.
I always want to say Tori's an amazing producer. We work together as producers, and she has instincts that could only come from her father.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right. We're talking about Aaron Spelling, of course. So many iconic shows. Charlie's Angels, The Rookies. It goes on and on. The 90210s.
Love those. Fantasy Island,
Dynasty. Did you guys also? I know you were on TJ Hooker. That was your first job. Did you?
Vegas was my first.
Vegas
job.
was.
Oh my God, I forgot about Vegas.
Then Fantasy Island, then TJ Hooker, then Glitter, then Love Boat.
Your resume, come on.
My God.
Who can say they have like an Aaron Spelling resume?
Yeah,
I do.
Exactly.
Like all under the age of
Love
18.
Boat.
I just love the idea of a TJ Hooker. I mean, did you guys joke about that? When did it occur to you that TJ Hooker meant something else?
No one ever made that joke.
What?
I'm not kidding. And when I got older, I was like, what an odd name they gave him. Like, I don't get it. No one ever made the joke.
Well, for people who
At
don't
least in front of me.
People don't understand. We're talking about a Tijuana prostitute.
Yes.
Is what we're talking about.
Correct.
Now, Jenny, did you do other Aaron Spelling shows after 90210? I know you did a Judith Krantz. Did you do Princess something Diary? No. Did you do a Judith Krantz TV movie?
No, did not Judith Krantz. Somebody else.
Was it Danielle Steele?
Yeah, Danielle Steele.
There you go. One of them.
What was it?
Oh,
Scribbles?
geez. I can't remember the name. Star?
Wow,
that's
Star. It. Yeah. Was that an Aaron Spelling production?
No,
It's a great book, too.
It's a great book.
I love that.
Right. And both of you went on to do lots of TV movies. That's where the big work
And
is.
Jenny had that. You're going to kill me for not remembering the name of the sitcom, but she had
That's the way I like it.
Or what I like about you.
I like it like that.
Yeah.
What is it? What I like about you?
What I like about
I was
you.
Yeah. That was successful, and that ran a long time too. So these kids are television history right here.
Yeah. Now, tell me about the whole TV movie thing, because you are in a legendary one that you've been in the remake, the legend, and the remake of Mother, May I Sleep with Danger. Both of those movies.
We're obsessed with TV movies. Just know that.
Hey, those
brilliant.
were my bread and butter for a long time. I'm actually sad they don't make TV movies the way they used to.
Well, doesn't Hallmark
Channel,
them.
but they're always like about Christmas and music and the piano and singing songs.
And finding the love of your life.
Come on, this is not realistic, Hallmark.
But there's a
you want more
market for it.
Lifetime, like Stalking,
Yes.
Boyfriend,
Yes.
Oh, those are
Jeopardy,
the golden.
Thank you.
Single white female. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Burning Bed.
What's
good
what's
movie.
the secret to being a TV movie actress? Now, both of you have done them. What's the secret?
Picking a movie that has an unbelievably bad title. That is the key to success.
Well, no, you've done that one. What other ones have bad titles that you've done?
Co-ed Call Girl.
I love that. Yes. Co-ed Call Girl.
I love that one.
Love that. Can you top that, Jennie Garth?
Oh, not on the. Help me. Wait,
TV
no.
movies.
I can't remember anything. Don't ask me. What? Oh, that one? I have no idea the name of that. Oh, Unfinished Affair.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Yes, and I ended up marrying my co-star on that one.
That's
so
right.
that ended
Which
up
is
being
now a
finished.
finished
and now we finished it. That was a long movie.
But worth it, right?
Yes,
yes.
great. Yes,
Right,
good
because that's the
outcome.
father of your children.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Right.
it Falconetti? Is it
Facinelli.
Facinelli.
Facinelli. That's right. So now, you guys are veterans of this business. What do you tell young people what would you tell the young Tori Spelling at 16? I'm going to ask both of you this question. What would you tell them getting into this? You just got hired on this show on a 90210, and there's a 16-year-old who and she's, I got the world ahead of me. I made it. What do you tell her?
And it's me, but it's now.
It's okay. Let's do both.
Yeah.
It's you, but it's now,
Okay.
and it's some other girl who just got that job?
Okay, I would say they do base color now. You don't have to have just bleach. Pluck your eyebrows.
Oh my God, that's
and
amazing.
the self tanner sucks.
Oh my
They make
God.
really good ones now. There's something called Mystic Tan. Of course, that's the stuff we look at, right?
Sure.
Because at
Yeah.
16, starting on a show like 90210, the first thing, I grew up in New Jersey. The first thing I would think about is, these guys are really hot. Like, I want to have sex with them.
Right, the guys.
Did you guys think about that at all?
Oh my God, I thought you meant us.
I was so
I thought you thought we were
Luke
cute.
Perry and Jason Priestley, and you girls are hot. Like, did you guys think that, like, the first thing I would have thought about would have been that?
I never
At
thought
16 and
I want to
17.
have sex with them.
You didn't?
Really?
No.
Wow.
Huh.
I'm just a whore. Truth hurts.
So, Jenny, what would you tell, but not just yourself, but a young actress who put in the same position you were in
Your
at
daughter.
such a young age?
There you go.
I have a strong work ethic, so I would teach them a strong work ethic to be on time, be prepared, and be good at what you do, so that nobody can say you're not.
Mm-hmm. That's great. No, that's always great. I suppose you got that from your father too.
Definitely. Yeah, it was hard for me because it was not just the pressure of creating like a character and there was other young people and you wanted to get along with them. But it was like, oh, I'm the producer's daughter.
Yeah,
Like,
you have
I
the
feel like-
family name.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, I hated that. Like, not that I was embarrassed. I loved my dad and I thought he was a genius. But at the time, I was 16. I just wanted to be accepted. And I wanted to prove that I had every right to be there just like anyone else, even
Fair
though
enough.
obviously they auditioned and I got cast. But
Sure.
hey,
Yeah, yeah.
That's the same.
I made for it.
Say.
Yeah. Do
So
you-
I worked really hard to like press the envelope. I worked really hard to kind of get past that.
Are you all discouraging your children from getting into the business?
Oh, I wish.
Oh, your kids are into it?
Who's got the bug?
My 19-year-old is it's in New York, NYU, studying theater.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know why.
Why do you say that?
Every time I write that check, I'm like, why are you
Right.
doing this to me? I don't know. I see what the industry is now, and I know what it was then. It's even as dangerous as it was then. It's just crazy now
Yeah.
to have a normal human being come out of it.
Mm-hmm. But they're not. I mean, she grew up in this business too. She's seen your struggles, and she's probably more prepared than you think, right?
Yeah, more prepared and very intelligent, like not to make mistakes. But I don't know. It's an industry that like sort of rolls you up and like swallows you up,
Spits you out.
Mm-hmm.
and you you can get caught up in that. And I hope that I have strong girls that know what's up. And I think I do, but it's scary to send them out there onto a set.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
yeah. There's so many other outside influences. Were there sort of 90210 groupies who were hanging around, who were sort of side, like manager boyfriends?
We call those extras. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
No, they hated us.
The extras.
The extras
hated you? Did you not talk to
They
them?
had slept with all the guys.
Could you blame them? Jason Priestley was so friggin' hot.
No.
Yeah, the guys
but-
were always very popular with
Yeah,
that.
we were
too. That's
protective.
true.
They were like our brothers, so we were like
Get off.
protective or like grossed out that they wanted to be with them. Like, who would want to be with them?
Right.
But I mean, going back to what you said, you were never like that. Like, you grew up in a business as a teen. Like, you see a lot of teen stars, get the success and it kind of
The fame bug.
the fame, yeah, and
Yeah.
they get crazy and they go out and they destroy their lives on the other end.
Mhm.
And I feel like Jenny and I were both like that, like very focused.
Hardworking.
We came from such different backgrounds, but I
Mhm.
feel like, and I think that's what's kept us friends for so long. We have the same like drive, we have the same ethics, and we both, we were there to do a job, and we wanted to have this propel our career. And at the end of the day, going out every night wasn't going to do the job. I mean, we went out.
And being from Champaign, Urbana, how did you convince your parents to get you here?
Oh, it just sort of happened. I was dancing. I thought I was going to become a dance instructor, and I got discovered. It just
Chicago?
quintessential. No, in Arizona. I was in a scholarship dance pageant, and the guy said, how about acting? And that guy is still my manager to this day.
Shut
You are kidding.
Yeah, that was something I'm a very loyal person, so I tend to keep people around a
John
little too
Casablanca
long.
moment.
No, that's pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, you've always reminded me of Doris Day and Stella Stevens. There's a mixture of those two.
Interesting.
Who-
I'm a huge Doris Day fan.
Oh, she's the best. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't. Doesn't get better than
we
that.
we have the same birthday.
Do
you?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Who have you patterned your careers after? Speaking of those legends, what about you?
But Doris Day has always been one of my idols.
I had no idea. That just
That's so
came out
funny.
like that.
Yeah, I thought I was losing it as I was getting older. I love that. That's so nice of you. Thank you. I know a lot about Doris's life and her work ethic as well, and what the struggles that she's been through personally, and how she maintained what she had to maintain in order to make a living. And she did what she had to do, and then she was out.
She was out
And
of
I
there.
love that about her so much.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Who do you pattern yourself after, Tori Spelling?
Probably a mix between Meryl Streep and Oprah.
I love it.
Can't get
Shoot for
ahead.
the stars.
Oh my God.
Shoot for the
I have the
stars.
acting chops of Meryl and the mind of Oprah.
I love it.
Not the money.
I love
But
it.
I don't know if I ever patterned
No,
myself
how
out.
about you're funny like Lucy.
I mean, yeah, like my acting idols were probably Lucy and Gracie Allen,
Yeah.
and
Aw.
I just loved women that could be funny and didn't mind looking goofy and could still be pretty and sexy and
Goldie Hawn.
yeah, totally.
Yeah. So we're gonna let you guys go
Why?
right now.
This is so fun.
I know it is so
So
fun.
fun.
But so of all the people you've met, you know, in this, I mean, you did Love Boat, you did you know, all the guest stars and all the rest.
The Lander sisters.
I mean, come on.
Oh my God, remember
Oh,
that?
you
Yeah.
kidding me? I was obsessed
No, I think
with
about them every day.
Yeah.
Like Ava and Zsa,
Yeah.
but younger at the time.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to meet Lucille Ball?
I did.
Really?
I did. My the last job she ever had, she actually did a New Lucy with my father
Right.
because they knew each other.
Life with Lucy?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So I got to go to set and watch her and watch the live sitcom taping, and it was amazing. She was a genius
What a
even
pro,
then,
yeah.
and so nice off set and warm, and she was older then, and
Sure.
she but she took the time like in between scenes and afterwards to stay and talk to the fans, and
Wow.
so gracious.
Where we are right now actually is where Gracie Allen, they shot that here. And this used to belong to Desi Lou. This used to be Desi Lou Studios where we are right now.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. So-
What about you? Who have you met? Who is the most starstruck? Did you ever meet Doris Day?
No, not yet. I still have time though.
Yes, she's 93
I'm
and she's still with
stalking
us.
her.
Yeah.
Go find her, Jenny. Go
She's
find
up
her.
in Carmel.
Mhm.
We've gone up there. I think Barbara Eden. I got to work with Barbara
Wow.
Eden when I was younger. I got to play her daughter as one of my first roles, and I just would sit and just absorb everything because she was such a pro on
Yeah.
set, and I think that's where I got a lot of my, learning
Yeah.
on the job training.
Yeah, it takes that, and you both are such great examples for your kids, and especially in this town. I think they're on the right path. I think you don't need to worry about them at all. Yeah. Well, Tori Spelling, Jennie Garth, thank you so much for joining us on our little podcast.
Yay!
And I hope
Thank you,
Michelle's
guys.
questions about 902 didn't
No.
just...
I didn't do too many.
You didn't do too
We
many.
love you. That's awesome.
I love you girls so
such
much.
Nice
PC
that you like
questions.
it.
I know you have some other ones.
We respect our guests. We have so many questions, but we're going to keep it cool for you kids. We don't want to scare you.
Yes. Well,
We
thank
could
you
go
so
there, but we
much.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
Thank you, guys.
An amen? Can I get an amen? If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen?
And don't forget to subscribe on iTunes.
If you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else? Amen.